and asked me if I was a porn star. And he said he was pretty sure he's seen my tits before. Hi, everyone! Welcome back to Like the Queens.
We're so happy you made it back again for yet another week of our crazy Wisconsin stories.
Oh, and do we have a story for you?
Before we logged on, we were like, all right, let's open the journals and see what's our next big day. And we flip to a page and we both have like pages written in our journal. And then I read a few lines and I was like, I know exactly this moment. I know exactly this day. And I think Liz is really excited to share the story today.
I'm just going to put a warning out there right now. If you are my mother, if you are someone I go to church with, if you are someone who knows my mother, do not listen to this. Do not listen to this at all.
You heard it. I would listen to her. I would listen as someone who was there. I would listen to her.
Because Victoria witnessed this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, you guys are in for a treat. You guys are in for a treat. But before we get into all of that,
we have to update you on our lives.
On everything that's been going on.
And Victoria actually has a lot of things to update us on. Do you want to tell them?
To update. Yes. Everybody. In the last episode, you probably heard me and Liz talking about how excited we were to reunite in North Carolina again. And although this is some bittersweet news, I am not going to North Carolina after Christmas to see Liz, but I did just book a TYA touring gig, and
which is awesome.
Very excited about it. I start in the new year, like January 3rd, I think. And I'm booked and busy till the end of May, everybody. So, although I am very sad that...
Where are you touring?
It's based out of New York. Auburn, New York. So that's like fun. It's not the city. And then...
No.
I think... I don't know because I haven't had a schedule or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'll keep you guys updated. All the fun places I go.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah. Right now, I just know that it's based in Auburn, so.
With that being said, we are still talking about doing live shows, but it's very different this time. We are working performers, and sometimes stuff like this happens. But like how we did a special episode with our dear friend Claire, we're going to be doing live shows with other people that are also crazy, fun, been in our lives from both sides of us, or just like collaborating with other podcasters and doing a live show with them. With this March, that was a time we were talking about trying to do a live show. Yeah. I still might do one with like Charlie Beth in New York or something like that this March. And if Victoria's in New York touring, maybe she has a day off and we can do something like that.
Yeah, maybe I'll venture in. But everything's still going to be happening. You guys are still going to get all these fun episodes. And maybe you guys will get to see us live.
Yeah, the weekly episodes are not changing.
Yeah.
We're just halfway across the country.
Yeah. So exciting things are coming. What?
Speaking of halfway across the country, so because we are no longer going to be roomies come the new year, I posted out, I was looking for a roommate, and I don't know if this girl found me from like posting in like LA housing stuff as well. I found a possible person for LA. I haven't found anything for New York yet.
Okay.
But we have mutual friends in the film industry, like people we both have worked with, like
That's
photographers and people who he's been on a PA for like the Hunger Games and all. This guy who we both have worked on films with, and yeah, and I was like, great, we have mutual friends. Like, this girl's actually legit. I can message these people and ask about her. And her, like, lease goes through, I think, October. It's a little pricey, but it's in downtown LA.
Oh, so kind of perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't talked to my parents about it because no one's home right now.
Okay.
Except my. But I have to make a decision by the end of the week, and I haven't found anything like in New York. Not saying I'm
Right.
saying no to New York, but this seems like a really nice opportunity.
Yeah.
And there's 2 gyms and a pool, hot tubs. This like place comes with a lot of amenities.
And it's good to know that you guys have mutual friends through the film industry, so obviously it's working out for her down there.
Yeah. And that she's not a complete stranger. Like, we have
Exactly.
friends who know each other. Yeah.
And it's only till October. It's not like you're committing yourself to like a full year's leave or like the rest of your life. Like it's
That
a
is
few
what I was
months.
thinking. It is. It's a few months. It's not even a full year. And like
Exactly.
with you being gone, I think this might be my chance to go to LA for like 10 months
Yeah.
and like figure I don't know where I'll end up like full time. I've been saying this to my family for years. Like, I don't feel like my heart belongs in one spot. I'm
Yeah.
very much a wandering spirit.
She is a free spirit. Yeah.
I feel like I could live anywhere, and I want to live in a different city like every 3 months. And I feel like this would be a good opportunity for me to be able to explore that part of the world, and that part of like the film industry, make new
Yeah.
connections for a short period before going somewhere else.
I agree. I support it, and I think that you should consider that. I think you really should.
Thanks. You're the first person I've told about it.
I am so inspired, and all our podcast viewers. Do you want me to
Yeah,
cut
now
it
you
out?
guys know.
Okay.
What was
Fun.
our podcasters need to know about, did you go out with that guy who you were talking about last
Oh
week?
yeah. 9 out of 10 guy.
9
Well,
out of
he's
10.
not so 9 out of 10 anymore, guys.
Mm.
I don't know if he's blocked me or if he's just choosing to like ghost me, but I have not heard from him since that night. When he was like, because I think on the last episode I was supposed to go over to his house like the next night, and we and he just never texted me all day the next day. And granted, I never reached out to him either that day because I was like, it's just not meant to be. I was tired. I was like, whatever. And then I reached out to him a little later in the week, and someone, if you're listening to this, tell me what it does like when somebody blocks you, because I don't know if I've just ever been blocked. Maybe I'm just clueless. But like on an
Yeah, because
iPhone.
you're hot. Why would someone block you?
Thank you. On an
You're
iPhone,
welcome.
when you send a text, it says like delivered. So my text that I sent to him never said delivered. He has an iPhone. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really weird. So then I sent it as a text message. So it went through as green, and it didn't kick back at me and said not delivered. But he also has never responded. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if
Mm.
he's blocked me. But either way, he's not talking to me right now, which is fine. I mean, again, we owe each other nothing. But if he does want to see me again, he's got a lot of making up to do.
He has a lot of making up to
Like a
do.
lot of making up to do. So
And he has to have a good excuse, like seizure boy.
like he better be in the hospital. Really
Yeah,
is the
he.
only reason I'll accept. Yeah, so I didn't go see him, and I haven't even spoken. I haven't even swiped on a dating app. And like literally it feels like a month, really. Yeah.
I have to tell you something, but I can't tell you. Well, I can tell you off of this, but I can't tell our podcast listeners yet.
Okay.
They can know in a couple weeks.
Okay.
But I'll tell you after this. But don't worry, you guys. I won't forget to tell you. I won't forget. But I can't tell you guys yet. But it has something to do with a dating app and someone
All
I
right.
know.
Okay. Those are always
Mm-hmm.
fun. Those are always fun to encounter on a dating app.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So
How
I'll
about
tell you
you?
after this.
What's your update with any boys?
Um, with like family stuff going on, I haven't been able to go on dates, and because I
You're also
work and I
working,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I work, I go home, and The detective, he was talking to me for a little bit, but like I haven't heard from him in days. And I kind of knew this was coming. My life is very sporadic. I went on one date with him, told him the next day, "Oops, sorry, I'm leaving."
Yeah.
And he gets that. He knows that. So I didn't think it was going to continue. Um there is a guy who I talked to a little bit like in Asheville from a dating app who I really hope to go out with. I'm going to message him when I go back,
Yeah.
or I might message him today and be like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? Because I'm off. You want to hang out if I come back for dinner or
Yeah.
something?" We'll see. We'll see, but nothing too exciting in the dating world here.
I mean, I understand. We're busy, guys. But don't worry, we're not done dating. I know,
We're not
I
done
know
dating.
I just don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to even like say hi to a man nowadays. I'm getting too
I
old.
just I just don't have the time. Like I even texted Kevin and Natalie and I'm like, between working and like driving back and forth to home, I can't do singing lessons this month. And I already have to make up two lessons from just not having the time to schedule it and
Yeah.
working. And I was like, can like we cancel the payment for this month, make up the two, and then we'll work on it later.
I actually had a very similar conversation with them too regarding last month. I was like, guys, I don't have a single day like that. Even on my days off, I have to do all of my other life things. I was like, we just need to. I'll get back to you guys next month. I gotta cancel this.
Yeah. Anyway, do we have anything else to tell them? Any crazy stories before we talk about Wisconsin?
Crazy stories. I don't think so. Just
Wait,
literally working. What?
I just thought about it. It's not too crazy. So like my friends and I in Asheville, like we found a local bar that we really like and they do
Yes.
karaoke every Thursday night. So
We
guess who goes to karaoke?
okay. Who?
What?
I said the bar next to my house does karaoke every Thursday night as well. That's just
Oh
crazy.
my
Thursday
gosh.
night, something about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's after our first show of the week. We go out, we eat fried pickles, funnel cake, and drink and sing karaoke with all these strangers.
Yeah.
And when we went Thursday, I had to go to the bathroom, and it's only a one stall bathroom. And my friend Gabby, she's like, "Oh, are you going to be okay going to the bathroom like by yourself or whatever?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just like a one person bathroom." I came out of the bathroom, and two men grabbed my hands. Each of my hands were being held by two different men, and they were like, "You are so beautiful. Like, are you going to be around here more often?" And I'm like, "I'm a performer. I'm only going to be here for a few weeks." They're like, "Oh, well, we can hang out still and blah, blah, blah." And like, they were being nice. Like, they weren't
Hmm.
being rude or anything, but I wasn't interested. And I gave one guy my Snapchat just because, like, he was being nice and, like, I
Hmm.
can let him down later if he messages me or whatever, which he hasn't, which is good.
Right.
But like I was gone for a long time and Gabby and Matt were like, "Where is Liz? Is she okay? Like what's going on?" And they come looking for me because I've just been grabbed by these two men
Right.
and they see me talking to them and Gabby and Matt are doing like thumbs up and thumbs down signal, like trying to figure out if I'm into it, if I'm not. And
Right.
like I'm like right below me, like where they can't see my hand, I'm doing thumbs down and they
Yeah.
come and they grab me.
Good friends. Good friends.
Good friends. And like now we have a thing. I know I definitely talked to Lucas about this, but I'm sure Matt's the same way because I've gone out with like Lucas and like Alexis and Ava another night
Okay.
to this place. Whenever a man, like a man we want hits on us that we don't want to hit on us, they're our boyfriends. Yep, I
Period.
have a boyfriend.
Period. We love
And that
the
is,
fake boyfriend energy.
we do. And that is why we love our fake boyfriends.
It's true.
And
No,
our guy
I love that
friends.
for you. Uh,
Thank you. They're good friends. I like them a lot.
it looks like a fun time. I've been seeing on your stories more that you finally are getting to like go out and live your
Yeah.
life. I was like,
Yeah.
fun.
Now that we don't have to get up for rehearsals at 10 a.m.
And as we know, a 10 a.m. rehearsal for Liz is a little early.
Wait, that'll come up in our journals, I'm sure, at another point when I woke up at 7 a.m. because of the bug guy.
I hope so. Oh, that's a whole nother story.
Oh, that is a story. So we'll wait for it to come up in our journals because it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Shall we get to it?
Let's get to it. All right, guys.
Okay.
Take yourself back to Wisconsin.
Take yourself back to being 22 and single for the first time in 3 years, and you meet a cute boy.
Liz has to do a lot of prefacing for this story.
6/25/21. The night I went wild and kissed a stranger.
Oh,
here
my
we
gosh.
go. Or just lived my best life and... Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Or just lived my best life. I started the night by cutting my own hair. Oh, my God. Definitely a mentally stable person, cutting my own hair. We all looked smoking hot, rolling up to Fat Bob's. Of course, we were on the prowl for a man. We quickly learned people do not dress up for going out here. We looked like we were ready to hit the polls and take over the world. That meant when you walk into this local establishment, you stuck out like a sore thumb the way we dressed. We were very lucky to find a bachelor party this time. As soon as we get there, we are welcomed by a short king who danced a dancing queen with us in the middle of the bar.
Yes.
I forgot about this man. He was iconic. He was doing splits and twerking in the middle of this bar.
He was.
We loved him. This man was dropping it like it's hot. Oh, and I said it, and doing splits while twerking. This man quickly disappeared after this moment. He was wasted beyond saving. The next wasted man came up to us, and he was a tall cutie. He was very flirty and constantly talking to us about Colorado for some reason. Oh, he was like, have you ever been to Colorado?
I remember.
I just came back from Colorado.
So
We learned he had a girlfriend and quickly stopped the flirting games. While all of this was happening, a creepy old man was staring at us and following us around. We'd move across the bar, he'd follow. We'd go outside, he would too. He whistled at Victoria multiple times and clearly was staring at my butt. I finally had enough, turned around to face him and yelled, "Stop staring at me!" He goes, "I'm not staring at you." I said, "Okay," and I started staring back. If I'm uncomfortable, we're all going to be uncomfortable.
Period.
He tried saying it's because I'm attractive. I just said, "Okay, thanks," and I kept staring at him. He clearly wasn't getting the point. So Madison got in his face and started telling him off. The man started yelling back, so then Victoria got involved and started yelling at him too.
Yes.
The bar started staring and noticing the scene, so I grabbed Madison and Victoria and told them it wasn't worth it. The man was not getting the point. I would like to mention I told the bartender before all of this that this man was making us uncomfortable, and she just excused it by saying he's been drinking a lot and has been medicated. Bartenders. Anybody, just anybody, not even like workers. If a girl comes up to you and says a man is making her uncomfortable, you help her.
You help her.
Period.
Point blank. The last thing you do is excuse it.
Yeah, to drunken behavior and medication. Like,
no,
if that man would have laid a finger on me, I would have drop kicked him right there.
Oh, absolutely. I literally would have punched him in the face.
And it would have been his fault, not the alcohol. Yep. Point blank, period. That is not an excuse for gross behavior. We moved to the opposite side of the bar and started talking to the tall cutie again. I asked him about his cute friend in the red shirt. He and Madison went to the red shirt guy and told him I was interested. The guy thought I was too scary to talk to. Y'all, do you know how many times I get told I'm scary by men? I mean, I kind of love it, but
it's actually wild. It's actually wild how many times she gets it.
Like, I've been told so many times that I'm a scary woman.
It's like, true. I've been there, and I'm like, that's crazy.
I'm not scary. Is it because I'm too confident? Am I the problem?
Am I the drama?
Am I the drama? Oh, I even put in here, I love being intimidating to men. Definitely a superpower.
True.
True. I ended up walking up to the guy and I was like, "So, you think I'm scary?" He said, "Yeah, but continue talking to me." We ended up sitting at the bar together and he bought me a drink. His friend his friend blew a kiss to him and he blew one back. I looked at him and said, "Are you going to kiss me?" Well,
Cute.
he had his arm around me. He bent down and planted one on my lips. Just an average kiss this time. One
This
of the
time.
bar
Key words here. This time. Listen up, everybody.
Listen up, it's gonna get saucy, and this is when it does. One of the bartenders named Chaz was sitting at the bar with Malachi. Oh, that was the red shirt guy's name. Except I don't really know if that's his real name or not.
Yeah, he was really confusing.
We don't know what his name is. I asked me if I was a porn star, and he said he was pretty sure he's seen my tits before. Obviously, that is not true, and I denied all of his claims. I finally had enough of his harassment and said, "Okay, if I'm a porn star, let's watch my video. Was I any good? Did I do a good job?" He finally stopped the comments and said it wasn't true. What an immature child. Malachi went outside with friends, and I went back over to mine. The drunk, tall cutie came back over and ended up falling on the floor, spilling his drink everywhere. He put his arms around us again and continued to tell us he loves us. He got taken away by some other people in the bachelor party. Madison and Victoria were ready to leave, so we walked outside. Malachi was out there and he was like, "Are you leaving already?" And I said, "Yeah, my friends are ready to go. Want to walk me to my car?" He walked me to the car while Madison and Victoria got inside. He started kissing me beside Madison's car while they watched and were dying of laughter inside. He was a very good kisser. One of the best kissers I've kissed. We got back to the hotel, and Malachi invited me over to his place. I've never gone to a guy's place before, and I crazily said yes. Victoria and I drove to the address, but he never answered his phone. It was so annoying and immature. He passed out drunk and never answered his phone after inviting me over. Victoria and I drove home angrily and went to bed. That's the end of that crazy night.
And it was quite a night. I don't think you guys understand how they were full on making out. It wasn't just like a, "Oh, goodbye." No. They were leaning all up on this car. And me and Madison were sitting in her car, just waiting for her to be done. And we had no choice but to look because they were in every mirror. We couldn't get away from it.
He was really cute.
He was cute. Why would we? He was cute. It was just a lot.
I'm so sorry, but also I'm not.
I mean, I support it.
Thank you. He was a great kisser.
We all go through our party girl stages. And
absolutely.
It was prime party girl moment right there.
I also just question our decision on agreeing to go hang out with this man when all of his friends are extremely drunk and we would have been the only girls there.
Yeah. It was a group, like a whole bachelor party. They're wasted.
20 of them. And
we drove to their house. So, you know how it
goes. What were we thinking?
Probably wasn't our wisest decision.
It wasn't.
But then he was fake and he didn't answer his phone.
Yeah,
that was infuriating. I was literally so mad.
I was so mad too. We were screaming on the way home.
We're like,
but then the next stupid men. I hate men. The next day he messaged me though, and he's like, "I'm so sorry. I fell asleep." And I'm like, the only way you can make this up to me is by taking me out on the boat.
Period. We tried this whole summer to get guys to take us out on boats. We really did.
But we got Bev to take us out.
We got Bev, our queen. We got
shout out Bev,
the maintenance guy.
Yep.
So
we got some people.
we
No
got
like
some
you
boat rides,
boys.
don't worry, but none from the
That's
people we
so
wanted
funny.
it from.
Okay, Victoria, let's hear your perspective from
Here's
this
my
night because we
perspective.
had two very different
We did, because Liz spent
experiences.
most of her night with red shirt guy. Okay, here we go. June 25th. I don't even know how this day started, but I can certainly tell you how it ended. We had just gotten
Yes,
done
you
at
can.
work and decided that we had so much fun last weekend that it was time to make our trips to the bar again. Now, this time we immediately went to Fat Bob's because we learned from last time. After taking our time posting thirst traps on our story, we made it over to the bar.
I forgot about that.
We did.
We did
We
post some
walked
thirst
into another
traps.
successful night because we found that there was a bachelor party in the bar. Madison, Liz, and I find ourselves at a table and are greeted by a very drunk guy who danced his little butt off to Dancing Queen with Liz and I. He dropped into splits and everything. Soon after that, Liz and I strike up a conversation with a very attractive tall man. He was obviously drunk in that moment, but he still held a conversation, so hope wasn't lost yet. We start dancing again and are hit with our dancing king, the one who did the splits. I said he did one more split and then never was to be seen again, which was so dry. Remember
It was
that?
so
Like, he
true. He
came out,
disappeared.
danced, and then we blinked an eye and he was gone.
He truly disappeared.
Yeah. Throughout the time of us dancing, we noticed an old man who just couldn't seem to take his eyes off of us ladies. Us three sat at our table for a bit, and then he actually moved to the bar to get a better look. Liz and I walked by at separate times, and he whistled and tried to give me a high five and blatantly stared at Liz's butt. We are obviously fed up at this point and mention it to a bartender who comes over to our table and says that he's on medication and drinking, so he's just a little wild tonight. And I said, that's no excuse at all. So Liz decided to take
Yep.
matters into her own hands and stared intensely at him. They had a mini stare off where he proceeded to tell her she's pretty and completely ignored the point that his staring was making us uncomfortable. Madison takes notice of Liz's tactic and that it isn't working. And finally, she starts talking to this man and says, please stop staring at us. You're making us uncomfortable. This man proceeds to say, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. So Madison, being the girl boss she is, gets in his face and starts yelling at this man. This man has the balls to start yelling back, so now I get involved because nobody is going to yell at my friends. Madison and I are in this man's face when Liz comes over and pulls us away because the whole bar was staring at us. We grab our
Truly
stuff
staring.
and move all the way over to the opposite side of the room, where Liz seeks out a liking to this guy. Madison goes into wing woman mode and talks to this guy for Liz, which I think helped. And soon Liz and this guy were chatting. Once this starts, I go back over to the black long sleeve shirt guy from earlier, the tall cutie. We start
Tall
chatting,
cutie.
and his arm is around me for a good while before I am informed that he has a girlfriend. Now, obviously, I
Mm-hmm.
stop the little flirty looks and touches because I'm not trying to start anything. I walk away and chat with Madison for a bit when this man comes back over and proceeds to put his arm around us and continues to say, I love you. Now, he was wasted at this point. Like, boy, boy could barely stand up. This man walked into the women's restroom, and Madison and I go in as he's zipping up his pants and kick him out of the girls' bathroom. We make our way out. And this man comes back up to me saying, I love you multiple times. And I'm just
Oh my
trying, yeah,
gosh.
this man was wild in. And I said, I'm just trying to make sure this man doesn't fall on his face. He takes me over to the bar and tells me to order what I want. I tell him what I'm drinking, and he orders 4 of them. I'm confused because that's a lot of drinks, and I only need one. I quickly find out these drinks are for his friends, and he pulls aside the singer who was performing at Fat Bob's that night and tells her to deliver the drinks to his friends. I look at him and I say, no, she doesn't work here. And he goes, oh, it's okay. And I go up to the singer and I apologize to the lady and tell her that she doesn't have to do that at all, but she's nice, so she does it. That was so problematic. I was
That
like, oh
was
my
so
gosh, she was
problematic.
a singer. And I look at this man and take my drink and walk away because this is what I've been waiting for. The drink, not him. I walk to Madison, and this man comes back over and attempts to dance on the floor, but ends up on the floor. And I think this is his breaking point for sure, because after breaking 2 bottles, he leaves with some of his friends. And I'm calling for a worker to clean up this mess. So I said, so now that things for me are done for the night, I decided that me and Madison are ready to go home. I said, Liz is making money moves with this guy, which is a good thing because we are deprived, LOL.
Deprived of men.
But after a bit, we decided we wanted to go. We grab our stuff and we were walking out. Liz gets one last kiss from this guy she's been talking to all night. Now, I wish I could say this kiss happened privately for them, but instead it happened against Madison's car, which we were sitting in. So yeah, how fun for me. Haha. We start the drive home on a high, and as soon as we get back to our room, Liz gets invited over and asks me if it's a good idea. And of course I say yes, because I'm all about the chaotic life. We get ready and make our way over to this guy's house where we were ghosted. Liz and I swiftly make our way back to the hotel, more frustrated than we were before we left in every way possible. And then we went to bed. Again, with the fact that boys are stupid, which ties into my last sentence from last week's episode, is that men are stupid. There's a theme. There's an ongoing theme.
There's a theme. The theme is men are stupid.
Men are idiots. So that was my perspective. Wow. I spent a lot more time with the drunk guy.
You did.
Which was very entertaining. I was entertained the whole time.
I'm glad you were. I mean, he was nice, except he was obviously flirting and trying to do something when he had a girlfriend.
It's true. It's true.
So if your boyfriend went to a bachelor party on the 25th of June to Fat Bob's, call us. Give us a text. We know him.
Wasted.
And girl, if we knew his name, we would have reached out. We would have told you to run.
It's true. These Wisconsin men were all about cheating. They were little cheaters there in Wisconsin. It was crazy.
We met multiple bachelor parties where, like, which we'll get to, where the men had strippers with them. Some of the men who, like, hit on me, like this one guy from the bar who, like, oh, that's another story, which I'll tell them because I think we already passed that point. This guy, he kept calling me Carolina because of my accent and all, like, would come into the restaurant to see me. He walked in one day, didn't sit, didn't anything, walked in through the front door, looked at me, goes, "Looking good, Carolina," then walked out the back just to do that. And I ran into him at Ted's one night, and he is married. He has a wedding ring on and constantly, like, would tell me how he finds me attractive, wants to hang out with me. And I'm like, no, you're married.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy. The men in Wisconsin were crazy.
Truly.
And boy, do we have more stories where that came from. We're not even to the end of June yet, guys.
Speaking of stories, we've been doing this for over 30 minutes, so I think we should wrap it up. But we have another story from a listener that we will be reading next week. And here's a little hint, hint. It has to do with drag queens.
Yes, and we love drag queens. This story was...
We do love drag queens.
I loved it. I love the story. I love the confessions.
It's a good story. Me too. We love confessions. We love secrets.
So keep sending them in.
And we'll read them.
Yeah. If you have any party girl moments too, like we do at bars, those are always fun to recap on. We love to hear about
Making out with a stranger while your friends watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun. Oh
You're my hype man. What are you talking about?
I am. I supported it all the way. I just wish I was, like, not in the car.
I get it. I 100% agree.
But yeah, that was our second weekend. Well, it wasn't our second weekend. Our second night out in town.
Our second weekend partying.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all for listening. Like, rate, review, subscribe on all the things. Follow
Yes.
us on Instagram.
Yeah. I think you got all of them. I
Yeah, great.
think she nailed everything. So, yeah.
Thank you. All
That's
right.
that's it.
I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Victoria. Like the
Like the
queens.
queens.